Welcome everybody to HorrorBuzz Live, where we bring you the latest news and information and local events with horror, entertainment, news, information, all of that business. Lindsay will be here shortly, and I'm beyond excited because we have one of my favorite writer-directors here tonight to talk about an upcoming release. Yeah, it's a really big sure. So if you're not following us, please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and hopefully you're watching us on either Facebook or YouTube. We also have a Patreon page. Yeah, so that's all the fun housekeeping stuff. And if you like what you're watching, please like and subscribe. We are here to serve you, so tell us what you want. Tell us what you need. And with that, we will jump over to Lindsay. How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm good. I'm like ready to talk about some events. Before this, I was like click-clacking so hard and I had to like whittle it down.
It's starting to get to that time, right?
I know.
Where we're
I
like,
know. I know I said this last week with you and Adrian, but it's Summerween, people. I
it's
have a
Summerween
pumpkin
big time.
candle lit and I'm inhaling very deeply. So I hope you all are too. And
it's just a room odorizer. So, I'm super excited because I don't know if I can say anything yet, but I got a reach out from a certain studio to do interviews of a certain upcoming movie, and I'm super excited. It's going to be very sweet. So I can't wait to share that with you. I mean, like, all these cool movies are coming out. All these big events are coming out. I mean, Summerween, indeed.
Yep, Summerween 2020 is in full swing, and it only gets crazier. So I think we should just get into it.
Go.
I'm ready. Okay, here we go. Hit the ground running. Let's start off with some movies. We've got a bunch of movies coming out this Friday, and it's going to kind of be that way for pretty much the rest of the summer. So, of course, everybody knows this Friday we have the Forever Purge, and it's about a husband and wife. And the husband works as a ranch hand for a wealthy Texan family, and it creates a little bit of friction between the son, and there's like family drama. And of course the purge happens, and then the morning after the purge, some wily types decide that they want to keep the purge going forever, and this forces the families that were fighting to kind of band together and fight back as the country quickly spirals into total chaos. Only a matter of time before they decided to keep the purge going forever. So we'll see if this is the final chapter, and that comes out this Friday in theaters. We also have coming to video on demand this Friday a film called Till Death. It stars Megan Fox as a woman named Emma, and she's stuck in a very stale, loveless marriage. And her husband decides to whisk her away for their 10th anniversary to try and reignite some romance. But on their little trip, things take a very twisted turn, and Emma finds herself trapped in the middle of nowhere, and things just continue to get worse and worse for her. So if you want to see somebody else's life fall apart, check out Till Death on video on demand. Also coming out to video on demand, we have a film called Let Us In. This is about a 12-year-old girl and her best friend, and they look to uncover the disappearances of several missing teens that are going missing all over their small town that they live in. And then they realize there's something deeper going on, and they have to fight some forces they weren't prepared for. So if you're into films that are in the same vein as like It, then Let Us In might be for you, and this is going to be on video on demand. And rounding out our films is also on video on demand, and that is Werewolves Within. It is about a proposed gas pipeline, and it creates some divisions in the small town of Beaverfield. Some people are for it and some people are against it. And amid this tension, a snowstorm traps its residents together inside a local inn. And after a forest ranger arrives, they have to try to keep the peace. He stirs up some drama and they uncover the truth behind a mysterious creature that has been terrorizing the community. So if you like creature features, then check out Werewolves Within on video on demand. And let's talk about events. One Zen breath for me because you guys know I get too excited. Okay, here we go. So I want to lead off with something that I am very excited about. Puppet Up is doing some dates in LA.
I'm sorry, wait. Did you just say Puppet Up?
I did just say Puppet Up. I'll say it one more time. Puppet Up is
Puppet Up!
is having some dates in LA. They are doing 4 showings, and it's going to be on July 31st and August 1st. On July 31st, there's a 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. showing. And on August 1st, there's a 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. showing. And that's Saturday and Sunday, respectively. And tickets are going to be either 60 or 150. 60 is for general admission and 150 is VIP. That gets you into the studio lot tour, a Q&A session with Brian Henson, a souvenir puppet, and priority seating. Now, if you're not familiar with Puppet Up, it's incredible. It's based on suggestions from the audience. So if you're familiar with Whose Line Is It Anyway or an improv situation, it's very much that type of setting, but it's with puppets. So if you're familiar with like the Muppets, Fraggle Rock, so on and so forth. And it's hilarious. It was a featured show at the Charles Schulz Theater for Not Scary Farm in 2019, and it was a huge hit. No 2 shows are the same, so you could see it over and over again, and it was always a different experience. And everybody loved it. So make sure you grab your tickets. They're going very quickly. Each showing has about 15-ish tickets left, some a little bit less than that. So make sure you get on it and grab it. And speaking of Not Scary Farm, Knott's is hiring 4 Scary Farm positions, and that means 2 really good things for us. Number 1, it means that there is currently some kind of a plan to have Scary Farm. You know, we don't know if it's going to be scaled back or if there's going to be distancing. We don't know. But obviously, if they're hiring for positions and doing builds and things like that, it means that it's going in the right direction. So let's not jinx it, people. And they are currently looking for haunt guest control, haunt blackout, and haunt characters. So if you've ever wanted to be part of the fog, if you want to be part of the nightmares, then feel free to get on Knott's website and apply. Now, there's no audition information for the hanging or other shows or anything like that at this time, and maybe that means there won't be things like that, or they haven't decided what their options are. Maybe that's something that's further down the line. So if that's something you're interested in, keep an eye out for that. But I wanted to put that on your radar now because it's definitely a reason to get excited. And speaking of reasons to get excited, we do still have tickets available for our Screaming Room Festival. Midsummer Scream was canceled, as we know, but the spirit lives on, and it lives on through our wonderful films that have been submitted to us for our Screaming Room. We have complete, beautiful, filled out blocks with some kick-you-know-what shows, you guys. It's on July 10th and 11th. Tickets are $40 for the entire weekend, but there's also ticket options for just Saturday and just Sunday, and they're only $15. So if you want to go for just one day, which I don't know why you'd want to do that because every single block is incredible, but in case you're busy, we'll give you a pass, and you can just pick a day that suits you. And individual tickets are also available for Lovecraft's special screening event, and that's $20, and that's taking place on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. You can get tickets on Midsummer Scream's website. So you just head to the website and then you click on the little Screaming Room icon and then you grab your tickets. I'm personally really excited for Screaming Rainbow, Splattertown, and Die Laughing, but every single block is incredible. And on July 2nd, so that's this coming weekend, we have Spooksy Boo's Spooky Art Walk. I mentioned this one last week. It is a kind of like we've seen with these other pop-up events. There's shopping, music, food, totally fun. They're encouraging you to come dressed up in your Halloween best. So whether that be a costume or a cute pumpkin dress or whatever makes you feel Halloween-y. And you can shop, and the event is totally free, and they've got beautiful art displays that you can see. but it is reservation required. So I did mention that it's free, but make sure you go to Spooksy Boo Events, SPOOKSIE Boo, BOO events.com, and reserve your space. It is time dependent, so make sure you pick the time slot that suits you. This is going to become a monthly event with dates into August all the way into November is their current plan. That may change, they may extend it, and it'll be different art every time. So if you want to come and see different spooky art, then you'll have something fun to do every month. And I want to mention also our friends over at the Queen Mary Sliders are presenting an event called Food Truck Night of Frights, and they are doing a Purge theme. So on July 2nd, you can go see the Purge, and on July 6th, you can hang out with the Queen Mary Sliders at a Purge themed event. So they've teamed up with Street Food OC, and they are going to be just doing basically a giant food truck extravaganza. There's going to be all different kinds of vendors there. And sorry, those are my doggies. There's going to be all sorts of food options. And food truck food is amazing. And it's going to be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I'm going to give you guys the address right now. It is also featured on their Instagram and Facebook. So if you don't catch it when I say it, you can always visit their social media. It's 5800 Lincoln Avenue in Cypress, California. So if you're in the area on July 6th, feel free to come on down from 5 to 9. And make sure you follow the Queen Mary Sliders at QM Sliders on Facebook and Instagram for updates and info. And rounding out our events, I know it's a lot, you guys, but trust me, it's all worth hearing about. We have Awaken the Spirits. The producers of Midsummer Scream have found a way to infuse our lives with some Halloween magic, and I love them for it. And we are going to be having the weekend of August 14th and 15th at the Pasadena Convention Center, a Halloween event. It's going to feature over 200 spooky vendors and live entertainment, and there's going to be a presentation stage, much like you would see at Midsummer Scream, where fans will learn about what's coming for Halloween 2021. You'll see things from the likes of LA Haunted Hayride, Delusion, Six Flags Magic Mountain, the Winchester Mystery House, so many more. Announcements will keep rolling out as we draw closer to that date, and tickets are currently on sale, and you can get them at this link. You go to midsummerscream.org/awaken and you grab your tickets there. And that's what we've got going on.
Oh,
I know. Take a deep breath, right?
that's a lot. Okay, so let me quickly run down. I've seen Werewolves Within, and it feels like Clue, Agatha Christie with Fur and Teeth.
Oh my gosh, what a vibe.
It's funny. It's really zippy. Also, Till Death. Forgive me for being a bit bougie, but being sent a link, I thought, okay, I'm gonna watch the first couple of minutes and get a vibe for it. An hour and a half later, I was like, that was so much fun. Like I could not stop watching it. So Megan Fox is Megan Fox, but it was fun. It was ooh. So you just gotta watch it. It was a lot of fun. And Awaken the Spirits, we're super excited for that. Midsummer Scream's Screaming Room Film Festival. Come on. I mean, we have 2 days of short film programming that is really good. And we're still putting the finishing touches on our award ceremony, which is Sunday night. It's going to be fun. So, Lindsay, are you going to try to make it?
Which way do I turn? Obviously.
Okay.
It's like opposite, so I'm trying to
look at
you,
obviously. I hate that thing. Okay. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for giving us the rundown. I'll bring you back shortly. But quick housekeeping notes. And thank you for everything, dear. We'll talk to you in a second. So, I cut her off. I'm such a jerk. Okay, so, again, if you would like to join the HorrorBuzz team, we're looking for people to review books, video games, obviously, movies. But if you want to write and you want to check all these things out, life is coming back again. And we definitely need people to cover movies, books, games, haunts, everything. and also, yeah. So it's thank God or gods. So here we are. Okay, so let me tell you a little story. So when I first started HorrorBuzz back in 2015, and yes, we were a thing back then, I reviewed a little film that I ended up calling one of my favorite horror films of 2015, Carousel. Okay, and let me show you the trailer. It's kind of batshit, but I love it.
Boy, you're that little brat that pushed me too far. All of that kicking, those sticky hands, that snot, that complete lack of respect. You're going to feel what every spoiled brat should feel. The pain you feel is going to be wonderful. Well, for me at least. It's going to suck for you.
Hey, are you a talking carousel horse?
I'm Duke, the prettiest goddamn unicorn in the world.
And he is, by the way. And don't call him a carousel horse. So I fell in love with this movie, and it's brilliant. I became friends with the writer-director, Steve, and, we caught up back and forth. And then eventually he announced a sequel. I know.
I'm Duke, the prettiest goddamn unicorn in the world. And if you disagree, I swear I'll murder the shit out of you. I used to be stuck on a carousel, letting snot-nosed brats climb on my back day after day. But a few years ago, I finally woke up and broke free of that spinning prison. I got my revenge on the last kid that fucked with me. Oh boy, what a fat fuck he was. And I took out everyone in my way. I've been enjoying my freedom the past few years. I've been traveling, seeing places. I took up knitting, meeting people, killing people. It's been great. But you can't escape from your past. It's always behind you, chasing after you. It never goes away. There's a lot to my past, a lot of parts I don't like talking about, but I can't run from it anymore. Someone from my past has finally found me. The son of a bitch tracked me down. I have no choice. I need to face this head on. I owe them that much. And they're expecting me.
Dad!
I'm back!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our show, Steve Too Handsome Rudzinski.
Great to be on the show, Norm.
Oh my God, this is such an honor. And forgive me for being such a fanboy, but I got to tell you, I've never seen a movie so convinced of itself and so funny and so out there.
Well, thank you very much. That does mean a lot to me. I try very hard to put everything I have into my films, even when I'm only spending a few hundred on them. When it comes to like storytelling and characters and jokes and concepts, and continuity and Easter eggs and everything. So it always means a lot to me when someone really, really gets it and is just completely in on it. So thank you.
Oh, I think my favorite kill was the "Are you a talking carousel horse?" and the head, that, I mean, from the first one. And then, to hear that you were like, cool, I'm going to do part 2. Like, what? How in the hell did that come to be?
Well, it's a bit of a journey for us to get to Carousel, the second, Carousel 2. So when Aline and I were writing Carousel 1, we already were putting things in the script that we knew would eventually get explained if there was a sequel. We had story ideas that we weren't addressing in the first film, because that's not what the first film was about. You know, Cowboy Cole referring to Duke as a Nazi stallion. The movie's not about Duke's past. The movie is about Duke trying to find himself as a person, as a unicorn, and getting revenge. When we were on set, we were already in talks with Cody Rook, the makeup effects artist, who's actually the one who died from the head split. And that was his idea. Originally, his head was just supposed to like pop off like the head in Jason Takes Manhattan during the boxing sequence. And Cody's like, what if I Pez dispense myself? I'm like, if you can afford it, I already gave you the budget. So if you can do it, do it. And he did, and it was great. And it really got touched up with Scott Lewis's like 1 second of putting Cody's face on like the prosthetic head, so that up until the impact, it was Cody's face. It looked great. Anyway, but talking to Cody on set, we were like, yeah, so if there was ever Carousel 2, we wanted to be about this. And, you know, if you've seen Carousel 1, there was a romance scene, and at the end of the movie that woman gives birth to Duke's son. We always knew Carousel 2 was going to be about Duke's son. We just didn't know exactly how. I remember one of Aline and Cody's ideas when they were talking was like, just they pictured a shot of Duke's son sitting in an airport kicking his feet with like a propeller hat, being like, I can't wait to meet my dad. And maybe the movie would be about Duke on a plane killing people, coming to meet his son.
Duke's on a plane?
Not actually. It was just an idea. I could never afford to build a plane set. But you know, we finished Carousel 1. As much as I always kind of have like ideas and plans for potential future stories, so that's why I like to place little seeds that don't necessarily need to sprout, but if I'm able to give them light and soil and water, the seeds are already there. But if I don't use them, I don't use them. So we released Carousel, and you know, people loved it. Obviously, it got onto a lot of best of lists in 2016. Got a lot of positive reviews. You know, got a lot of fans at conventions. It got picked up relatively quickly for distribution by Wild Eye in early 2017, and then finally got a release officially from Wild Eye in January 2019, physically and for paid rentals, and then kind of finally popped onto like free streaming, included with subscription streaming and Tubi TV in more like January 2020, where it's picked up even more steam and more fans and stuff like that. In terms of making the sequel, the problem is that Carousel 1 is still in the red. As many people that love the movie, as many people that have streamed the movie, we haven't made a profit. We haven't even broken even on the first film, which is fine. But at the same time, I can't really justify making a sequel to something that we haven't even broken even on. As much as people love it, as much as people want it, it's just not a good choice to do that. But, you know, I was just at one point on a car having a conversation with my friend Ben Deedles, and I told him about, like, I think we were like in the process of starting to do a Meowie Halloween. No, this was post Meowie Halloween, so it was like in the lead up to Meowie St. Patrick's Day and Meowie Christmas Vacation. And I told him, like, yeah, all these people keep on asking for a sequel, but like I haven't made any money from the first one. I don't know how to answer these people. And he said, screw it, man. You know, these people claim that they want a sequel. They claim that they really want to fight for one. You should just make a Kickstarter and say, you guys need to support it, or that's it, and make them put their money where their mouth is. And going into that, first of all, Alina and I wrote the outline, we came up with the characters, and we wrote the whole screenplay, because I didn't even want to launch a Kickstarter unless I knew what the movie was going to be, so that A, I could talk to people about it, 2, I could answer any questions and like explain the plot details, and D, so that if it succeeded, I'd be ready to go, as opposed to it succeeding and then, oh no, now I have to write a story and now I'm rushed, and I didn't want to do that. So we wrote a screenplay. It was really good. It's something that I really care about and I'm really passionate about, but at the same time, it still comes down to, are you guys going to pay? And I was expecting no, because the first Carousel, now granted, the first Carousel came out in a world without Carousel, and Carousel is by far my most famous known work. So I get that, but I still had made a few films. I still had somewhat of a fan base, and Carousel 1 barely got like $1,000 on its crowdfunding campaign. So I was expecting this to be relatively similar, but instead they shut me up and we were able to make it to the $10,000 goal. And the rest is factual history, because then we started the process of auditioning and casting and getting everything together, getting the effects together, getting the locations together, and then finally shooting the damn movie. And now we're in editing, and we're nearing the finish line. We aren't quite there, but I can taste it.
Well, I cannot wait to see Carousel the Second. A Psycho Stick, obviously a fan, is watching, and he said, "Can our drummer be killed in Carousel 2? We'll promote the hell out of it."
Well, Carousel 2 is very much done, so no. Maybe reach out about Carousel 3 or something if that ever happens. But Carousel 2 is very much super done. I don't do too much promotion until I'm near the finish line. I would hate to be one of those people. And this isn't to knock on anyone directly. I'm speaking generally. I never want to be one of those guys that like starts promoting a movie and it doesn't come out for 3 more years. You know what I mean? That's all.
Well, I mean, you're not James Cameron. Anyway, so I
actually filmed 6 Carousel movies all at the same time. Only part 2 is guaranteed to come out. You know, I respect that. That's the insane James Cameron that I've missed. So if it took tall blue people to get that James Cameron back,
you know what? I'm down with that. Unquotable, unmemorable Best Picture nominees. Yes. So yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you about filmmaking, or indie filmmaking, but wow. I mean, you kind of gave us a school about that. I mean, you didn't even make money off of this. Guys, you could still buy this.
Please.
Like, seriously, Steve, send me the link. You can buy the original. It's so good. It's like, it's rough. Okay. But this is indie filmmaking, and you know, a Duke shows up as a pizza delivery guy. This is Muppet Rules shit. I mean,
absolutely.
It is so funny. It's so bonkers that you end up just like, yes, I'm going to go with this. So
I like making cartoons where the world takes its own rules seriously.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I would love to have the Booger Kid on the show.
Teague and his family moved down to California. I'm not sure what they're up to these days.
Well, he's in the same time zone, so we can arrange that.
There you
go. Guys, here is the link. Please buy Carousel 1, or find it. Is it on Amazon Prime? Is it on...
It is no longer included in the Prime subscription. It is pay to rent on Prime. It is included on Tubi TV. I will, however, say that if you watch it on any of the streaming websites have cut out the sex scene and a few of the lines.
No.
So,
no.
If you guys want to see the full Carousel, you got 2 options. Either you need to buy a physical copy from silverspotlightfilms.com, or if you have to, Amazon.com. They do have the DVDs there. Silver Spotlight is better because it comes directly to me, and the distributor's not getting a cut. Don't tell anyone I said that. But if you don't want to buy physical, you know, if you don't like physical for whatever reason, or you want to watch a bunch of my stuff and try it out, I do have my own digital subscription service, stevebuster.com, where for as low as $2.99 a month, you get 25 hours plus worth of content, and we keep on updating it. And there's a bunch of Carousel 2 sneak peeks on the website right now. I actually posted the trailer there 3 weeks earlier than I'm posting it this week. And that's like where I first put the song, and there's like interviews and stuff. But again, it's like all of my movies and all of my bonus features. And it's all through digital links that you can keep even after you unsubscribe.
Speaking of bonus features.
Yeah.
Good?
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, that was better.
That's the first kill of Carousel the Second.
So, guys, I'm gonna bring Lindsay on because she's good.
Get Lindsay in here.
She's
still muted though.
No, she's not.
I needed a minute. I needed several minutes to recover after watching those trailers back to back, because I have to confess, I haven't seen Carousel. Okay,
I'll lend this to you.
I'm upset at myself for not having seen this. There were tears coming out of my face I like couldn't breathe. I was doing that like that wheeze, that really unattractive wheeze laugh.
Lindsay,
I love that.
When I saw this, it was like at a really rough time in my crazy little life, and I was cracking up so hard. My family were knocking on my door, like, "Are you okay?
Are you well?"
Like, it gave me like so much solace and so much fun, and it's so batshit and nuts that everybody see this movie, and then get ready for Carousel the Second.
As someone who has gone through most of my life deeply depressed and dealing with depression and a lot of bad thoughts and dark times, one of the major reasons why I try to make fun, silly, wacky movies is the hope that someone else will not feel like I feel, even if it's only for an hour and a half. And so that means a lot to me. I'm happy to hear that, Norman.
Oh, I was hot tears. I was dying. It was so good. So it will live up to your expectations. So you can borrow this or you can rent it.
The biggest pop I've ever heard from a live audience, and I do live shows. I don't want to get too much into it, but like I work for Marvel Live and stuff, and I go to a lot of wrestling shows because I'm a wrestling fan. But the loudest pop I've ever heard from a live audience was the last kill of Carousel. Holy shit! Like it was. Hopefully I can swear. If not, oops.
Well,
But it was at Cinema Wasteland, and it was the world premiere of Carousel, and it was like standing room only. I don't know, like multiple, like Ken who runs Wasteland, multiple people that have worked Wasteland came up to me and was just like, I've never seen this many people at a screening, and I don't know why. I guess I'm just a really good carny and sold it really well while I was drunk all day, but it was packed. And when that last kill happened, everyone that wasn't standing was standing, and it was the biggest ego boost I've ever had, and I need that high again. So that's why I make Carousel 2, was for that.
Well, essentially, everyone, let's get Steve high. Like, seriously, buy this, watch it. Don't do the Prime thing. Just get the physical thing, because this is uncut. And seriously, it's funny as hell.
And for those of you at home that don't understand, we make like almost nothing from Prime. Like, it is better than nothing. Let me be clear. I'm not going to be really angry at someone if they just stream my movie on Prime or Tubi. But like, if I still own the rights to my movie and I put it on Prime myself directly, I get 1 cent per hour streamed. So take that minus my distributor's cut. I'm getting like a sixth of a penny.
Okay, so how much did it cost?
Carousel 1 was a grand total of $15,000. The biggest chunk of the budget was spent on the effects. In terms of like one single thing. Like, obviously, I think like the full cast was more than that. But in terms of one singular thing, we put a lot of money into the effects. I wanted to give Cody Rook what he needed. The cost of Duke the horse, because he wasn't a unicorn when we got him, he was a horse, was like $1,200 by himself.
Wait, he was what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we found some guy, I think it was on eBay, it's been years, because we bought Duke in like 2015, a year before we even were able to shoot the movie. But we found some guy on eBay, I think, that owns like multiple Carousel horses and takes molds of them and sells those like hollow, thick urethane plastic molds.
You need that money.
So we picked our favorite one, and Aline came up with a few like art designs for his color scheme of what that would be. I picked my favorite one, which is the one you see in the film because it's pink and so pretty. And then and Cody Rook is the one that added the horn and also took the molds for the stunt head and the stunt hooves.
I like that they're stunt hooves.
Of course.
Again, Psycho Stick is saying that if you need a song, Alex is a huge fan. Hit him up.
I appreciate that.
So yeah, so Psycho Stick, send anything to Norm at HorrorBuzz.com or info@HorrorBuzz.com, and we will see what we can do. So guys, I mean, Carousel 2 is on its way out. Carousel 3 should be coming out.
If Carousel 2 is well received and makes money, yes. We already have plans for Carousel 3. and I'm an insane person, so Carousel 3 is going to be really weird.
Yes.
Look, let me just say, if you're a fan of Batman v Superman, that's basically Carousel 3.
Uh-oh.
I'm not really
Guys?
kidding.
Guys, we've had a bit of a preview here. Okay, so again, Steve, we've gone over, but I don't care. I could talk Carousel for, another couple hours at the very least. But yeah, it was great. I wish you the best of luck on Carousel 2.
Thank you so much.
Please come back. Please come back. We would love to promote it. We would love to talk about it. It is so... I can't even hear you because my earpiece fell out. It is so much fun. Please see the first one and get ready for the second one and get ready to fund the third one. Let's go.
You absolutely need to see the... I don't say you need to see the first to get ready for the second, but there is... Let's just say Carousel the Second is very much a part 2. There's a lot of ongoing story threads and jokes from the first movie that continue getting paid off in 2.
My burning question, do you have a cameo?
Joe got his eye very much pizza cuttered in the first film.
Yeah,
I was also bullied and forced to be in the first film. So when I got to show up and Joe was already taken care of, I was like, fantastic! I don't have to act in this one.
Yeah, that's not the answer. You could have been another person.
I do not. I can 100% officially confirm I do not play another character in Carousel the Second. Wally from the Meowies don't show up. Frank from Slasher Hunter doesn't show up. A new character I played does not show up. I 100% promise that. So if you're expecting a silly Joe's twin brother showing up, that is not the case. I will say, though, as a cameo, Joe the pizza guy from the first movie was in the first movie, but as a cameo, Jen the pizza girl does show up in part 2 from Pete's Pizza.
Okay, so expanded universe. Cinder Wild. Cinder Wild is asking, we're getting a little personal, if I may, Steve. Cinder Wild is asking, wait, what about your leg shaving regimen?
Oh, well, you see, you gotta use the nice clippers to get the excess of the hair off.
Okay.
And then you worry about a straight razor. But I go with the grain because the one time I went against the grain, it was a horrible nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
And I ratched down. So I just go with the grain to keep it a level of smooth.
Certainly.
But it feels way better. And it looks way better. I saw Lindsay's face. You're welcome.
You were too ready for. I was just shook because you were too ready for that.
I'm just wearing shorts, so how could I not be?
Well, that leg extension was very flawless.
Thank you.
Gams for days.
Look at them gams.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we've gone way too over, but I kind of don't care.
You got to plan an hour for me minimum, Norm. So keep that in mind for the next episode.
Okay. You guys, Cinder Wild, I hope that you've had your questions answered. Psychostick, please, again, reach out, info@horrorbuzz.com. And everybody, watch Carousel. Get ready for Carousel 2 because it's going to be one hell of a ride.
It's the best movie I've ever made, even based on the rough cut.
Wait, what about the Meow stuff?
I mean, I love the Meowies, but Carousel 2 is the best movie I've ever made.
Where can people find the Meow stuffs?
Meowie Christmas, Meowie Halloween, Meowie St. Patrick's Day, and a Meowie Christmas Vacation similarly are for sale physically at silverspotlightfilms.com. They are all available digitally at stevebuster.com because of Amazon purging indie films of all sizes and any qualities. We don't have to talk about that tonight, but a Meowie Christmas is completely gone off of Amazon, no matter what, just period. Halloween and St. Patrick's Day are on Amazon, but they're pay to rent, and the Christmas Vacation is included with Prime. But really, if you're thinking about spending $2 to rent one of the Meowies on Amazon, just spend $3 to subscribe to Steve Buster, you know?
Thank you.
Why not?
Thank you. All right. So just do it. You guys, Steve, thank you again so much. Gigantic fan of Carousel and can't wait to see Carousel 2.
I mean, you're the kind of person I can't wait to show Carousel 2.
I didn't even catch the Hitler joke, and that's horrible. And, oh, God, that's awful. And I can't wait to see what happens. So everybody, please now after mentioning Hitler, please like and subscribe. And please like and if you liked it. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget to buy your tickets to the Screaming Room Film Festival. It's coming up in Santa Ana, July 10th and 11th, and it's going to be a good time. All right, Steve. Again, thank you, Steve. I'm sorry, Steve. Too handsome, Rudzinski, Lindsay. Thank you for being here, and we will see you in the fog.